Good morning, everybody. Welcome to What's Hot Now here at MarketStream.Live. My name is Joe Cusick from the Cusick Group, securities provided by MoneyBlock. This is absolutely unbelievable. As I am looking at the screen right now, I mean, you're seeing things now, a Cub victory, Trump victory, and I am looking at the S&P E-mini futures right now trading at 2131.75, down $3.25. Folks, they were locked limit last night. Locked limit. In other words, they were locked limit to the downside. You saw S&Ps, you saw NASDAQ, you saw Russell, you saw all the world markets crashing, and we are down $2.25, $2.25. Now $2 on the S&P 500. We have rallied back to where we closed last night before the election results were known. This is absolutely amazing. And the most important thing right now for you as a trader is if you hate the world today, for whatever reason, you don't go short it just because you're unhappy about the politics. This is absolutely a great statement right now about the trading markets. They don't care how you feel or your opinion about politics. You don't just short it because you think the president's the wrong guy or that the political order that you wanted just didn't work out for you, right? That's how you get run over like a freight train. And I'm telling you right now, this is a freight train. Man, this is absolutely impressive, the move to the upside. The other thing is that you now have to look at this basically broad-based opportunity here, which is, guess what? People have been calling, regardless of what your political affiliation is, for a little bit of a cleaning of a house. And it looks like that's going to happen. Republican president, Republican Congress, Republican Senate. So really what is going to be difficult going forward if you are a trader is keep your emotions under check. That's why you're going to watch MarketStream.Live, because we're going to give you that perspective. Who's really going to be struggling in this environment are going to be money managers, because when I look at these markets right now ticking, and they're looking at these markets going, wow, we now are going to have a completely new policy range, right? You're now talking about fiscal stimulus versus what was on the landscape, which was gridlock, rate increases. So now you have a real risk of inflation and the fact that money managers are not going to be able to hold on to the cash that they've been holding on to right now. They're underexposed at this juncture. And so now you're going to see money managers that are going to have to be worth what you're paying them. And that action is going to be very interesting to see how this is going to be deployed over the next weeks, months, and years, right? So the bottom line is we're going to say goodbye to bureaucracy and hello to inflation policy. And that's something that money managers are not going to like. I think it's going to put a lot of volatility in the market. While volatility has pulled off dramatically this morning, I think that it's going to continue into the foreseeable future. As a matter of fact, you're going to see volatility get absolutely crushed today. It's getting crushed on the open. As a matter of fact, if I actually take a look at the VIX futures right now, the VIX futures, just the November contract last night as I was watching the elections, went from 16 and some change where it closed. Those were the November futures that are expiring in a couple weeks. They actually were trading as high as 22.23. They're now trading at 16.37, folks. Up, yes, 42 cents, but vol got crushed. I see that the NASDAQ, the S&Ps right now are down $4. I see that gold, which gold got up as high as the D's futures got as high as 13.20, and they're up. Gold's up $24. I'm looking right now at the Russell 2000, down a little bit, just fractionally down, basically about 0.1%. I'm looking at the Nikkei. The Nikkei, which is the Nikkei 225 in Japan, it's trading down only 400 now. Now, I say only 400 because it was down 1,000 last night. The NASDAQ is trading down 29. The NASDAQ was trading down hundreds of points. The Dow Jones is also rebounded. I mean, the bottom line is that we're looking at a market right now where they're anticipating a lot of change, but they're also realizing that to take the emotional stance of short it because you don't like it, short it because this is anti everything that you're about, it's not the way that you invest. So we're going to continue to bring the transparency. And as I said, we're looking at these markets very closely. I think at this juncture right now, and if I'm going to offer any insights here for going forward, is let the dust settle, relax. If you've been watching all the segments that we offer here at MarketStream.Live, we've been talking about trading smaller at this juncture, making sure that you're taking a look at all of the different holdings and sector exposures that you have, tightening up the risk, take advantage of high implied volatility when it's offered. So if your core portfolio is long, you're writing premium against it. If your core portfolio is short, you're looking for tying up that risk, taking on less risk, because volatility, when expansive, it means violent moves. The point being is that this is going to be, there is an emotional outcome here that has occurred with this election. And right now, the impact on the psyche, it really can't be measured at this juncture, except for the fact that change is on the forefront. Change can be monitored through volatility. Change can be monitored through the fundamentals, right? And that impact. And that's going to take some time. As a trader, what's the good news? Ranges are going to expand. You're going to start to see more opportunity as far as price action. That's going to bring volatility. And for how I approach trading and investing, that's a positive for me. But the biggest thing is that you're going to be using really strict capital and risk management tactics and techniques. Basically, what you're seeing right now, let's just take a look. I want to talk about the S&Ps and the bonds, and then we're going to wrap it up because I'm going to do a much more expansive discussion today at 1:30 Eastern time. But right now, the S&P minis, the thing that happened, right? So basically, what we're going to be looking at is a market that's going to be watching what are going to be the policies on tax rates, what are the policies for the Fed, because now this is going to be very interesting. You're going to see the Fed, this is going to change the psyche of the Fed, and what kind of fiscal stimulus are we going to be looking forward to. That's what the S&Ps and the general market is going to be looking at going forward, and it's a much different dialogue than what we were anticipating having just even 12 hours ago or even 5 hours ago. Taking a look at the bond markets, the one thing is that you're going to see that the spread on the bonds. So taking a look at the 5-year, 30-year rate spread, it's going to be going nuts. It's going nuts this morning. And so the bottom line is it's breaking to the upside. That's going to steepen. That's going to put a lot of uncertainty in the bonds. Uncertainty means that the price action, you're going to see that the bonds right now are going to be under some strain, some struggle. We're going to watch that very closely and see how that plays out. But right now, just taking a look, let's just market recap right here before I sign off. Taking a look at the S&Ps. Right now the S&Ps are down 12, so they're resuming some downside pressure. I expected this volatility going into the remainder of the day, but it's absolutely impressive. Gold is up about 22 at $12.96. You're taking a look at another one, nat gas. Nat gas is down about almost 5 cents. You're seeing crude oil. If I'm looking at crude oil right now, the D's contract is only down 20 cents at 44.79. Taking a look finally at the NASDAQ, and we'll take a look at the bonds. Right now, the NASDAQ is down 58, resuming that downside at 47.43. And we're also taking a look at small caps. Small caps, the Russell's down at 1190, down about almost 0.4%. Bonds are mixed. You have the 2-year notes up, which makes sense. The shorter end of the curve is going to start to run up a little bit here. You're seeing the 10 years down about 19 ticks. You're seeing the 30-year down about 2 points, 1.5%. So a big move in the 30-year. Right now, the price action's right around 159. So the longer end of the curve is really getting pounded here. If you're trading TLT is down about almost 2.3% at 297. Bonds are getting whacked here, folks. Volatility is picking up a little bit, up about 3% off of the open, up about 50 cents on the November VIX futures contract. Just taking a look at that. DEES is trading right around 17, and the spot VIX, which is the VIX, the cash VIX, is trading right around 1604, but well off of its highest levels overnight. So while vol has come off, you're seeing that the markets are going to move. Cooler heads are going to prevail. What we'll do is I actually will probably jump on in the next hour or so. I'm going to do a special segment. Let's anticipate somewhere around 11:30 to around 11:30 Eastern time. I'm going to jump on and do an update on some of the stocks that are moving. You can keep an eye on the MarketStream.Live Twitter feed as well as the Facebook page to see what's going on and some of the commentary that's going on there. And other than that, I got to get in here. I got plenty of stuff to do this morning, and we'll also talk about it at 11:30. I'm going to jump on, so keep your eye on for a special segment that I'm going to put out just to update what's going on in the markets. Till then, thank you for watching MarketStream.Live. This is Joe Cusick from the Cusick Group, securities offered by MoneyBlock. We will see you at 11:30, and for sure we will see you at 1:30 at the midday and strategy now. So till then, keep your powder dry, keep your emotions in check, and keep your eye on MarketStream.Live. We'll talk to you soon.